Hello, I'm Elizabeth Cote, and welcome to Entertainment Life. Today we're talking about Being Human. This is a TV show. It was on the Sci-Fi Channel. It's adapted by a show that was on the BBC. BBC one was horrible. I do not recommend that one to anyone. But the American one, what really makes it work is have a whole bunch of cool supernatural actiony stuff, but then it also has a very deep-seated story. It's about a werewolf, a ghost, and a vampire who are living together as roommates. And I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, that sounds so stupid. But in essence, it's really about people who are struggling with issues and trying to have as normal lives as they can possibly have with the support and help of their friends. That's really what it's about. Whether the issue is about an addiction, like the vampire has to go through, his name is Aiden, a identity crisis that somebody has to go through, which is Sally the ghost kind of struggle, and fight with demons that someone has to go through, which would be Josh the werewolf story. What I liked about this show is that they took the idea of monsters and made it very realistic. They didn't glamorize them the way they do in Hollywood. Vampires don't sparkle, and they don't have girlfriends that they decide not to drink. And they're not hot and sexy. I mean, yeah, they're pretty good looking, but that's not the point of the vampires. And werewolves don't take off their shirts every 5 seconds and try to seduce girls. No. Being a vampire is like being a drug addict, and being a werewolf is like having a disease. They're both very painful, harsh realities. And being a ghost is really, like I said, being lost within yourself. That's what I liked about this. It really brought out the realisticness of these issues. And what's nice is these characters, while they're struggling with their own struggles, are actually helping and supporting each other. And dying for each other, fighting for each other, killing for each other is really what they're doing. And with each episode, you really see how intense each struggle is and why they need all the support that they need. For example, Aiden, the vampire, he is struggling with an addiction to blood because he's trying to give up being a vampire. And, I don't know about you, but I can imagine that is horribly, horribly difficult. When you want to give up something that you've been into for a very long time, it is very hard to do that. And in his case, it's sort of a livelihood. So, to suddenly cut it off, it's like cutting off your own arm. It's something very painful that you may not want to do, even though you know it's the right thing to do. At least in Aiden's case. But then you have issues like the werewolf, who, Josh has a physical and mental issue that he's dealing with. Like I said, it's like a disease. You can't really get over it. And he wants more than anything to just be cured of it and not be this thing anymore. But what he has to learn is to coexist with the monster inside of him. And that's a very, very difficult journey and almost an impossible thing for him to do. I really wasn't sure how Aiden and Josh were going to actually deal with their struggles and get to what they wanted. Because how do you do that? How do you not be a werewolf? How do you not be a vampire? It's very hard. And Sally's journey is more of an inner journey, so it's difficult for her, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily difficult. She's trying to get to the afterlife, and being a ghost is about, trying to figure out who you are and what your purpose is, and she can't seem to figure it out. And as the series goes on, she struggles with it, and there are bumps in the road where she thinks she knows, and then she doesn't. And while she's doing that, she's trying to help her friends get through their struggles, and they're trying to help her get through her struggle. And that's what makes this show so interesting and intense. And when you think it's going to go somewhere and you think everybody finally has a solution, it all goes away. Shows aren't really like that anymore, and I think they should be. This show teaches that, it's not just about you, it's about other people, and that sometimes in life, when you're struggling through things, it's not all pretty, it's not all black and white, it may take a very long time to get there. And in Josh's case, sometimes their problem is you. You're trying too hard. And that's what really makes this show fantastic. It's incredible to see the struggle. You really sympathize with these characters all the way through. And I think that this is going to be a very timeless show that everyone's going to enjoy. And I'm very sad it ended, but it ended in a way that really worked for the show, and I think will really work for any fans that pop up in the show. And that's really all I have to say about Being Human. Bye, everyone.